And you will get there, but it takes easing into this new way of life. We don't consider how much, not just our routine is being changed, but how much we are changed.
This is a common problem.
Bringing this baby into the world, you cannot remain unchanged. There's a whole chemistry going on here.
Sure.
You're feeling emotions you have never, ever felt before. So I think the kind of things that we need to look at to help us cope are things like routine. I'm a great believer in having a good routine, and I'm not saying you have to have it rigidly, because that's not how life works anymore.
And then you set yourself up for failure, and then the guilt is even worse.
But if you have a routine, you have a starting point, you have a framework. You know, there are lots of schools of thought, demand feeding, parent-directed feeding, all that kind of thing. I prefer to go the more parent-directed feeding, the more routine kind of. If you're going to be a working mum, you need to have a more predictable routine, where you know that your baby will more or less sleep around this time, will wake up at this time, have a feed, and then it's playtime for a couple of minutes. And at Raymond's age, it's a couple of minutes. It's maybe 20 minutes that he will actually be alert enough
to have
any kind of playtime. And playtime is rocking him and singing to him and crooning him and you know, moving him really, and carrying him around the house and talking to him. These are things we can do. This is not rocket science. This is just basic motherese. And it's not extra special, but it's about wanting to be in that space with him. And I'd say to be there when he wakes up, if you can, to try and time your arrival home so that it will more or less be bath time when you get home. So you've got the pleasure of being involved in that bath time, which is kind of playtime.
And his awake time.
And his awake time. And I used to try and plan my work and my meetings around when my baby would be asleep and awake, so that I could try and be there as much as possible when he was awake.